Have you ever heard whispers of a hidden internet, a place where anonymity reigns and the darkest corners of humanity come to light? That's the dark web. It's a world where illegal activities and unspeakable horrors thrive. In this video, we're diving deep into the abyss, exploring why you should never, ever think about visiting the dark web. From illegal trade to hackers and disturbing content, we'll uncover the truth about this digital underworld. Get ready to have your eyes opened to the dangers that lurk just beyond the reach of your everyday internet experience. This is a compilation of reasons why the dark web should be avoided at all costs. Imagine a digital marketplace where the sellers are shrouded in anonymity, and the goods being traded are things you wouldn't dare utter aloud in public. The anonymity of the dark web emboldens criminals, allowing them to operate with a perceived sense of invincibility. It's a breeding ground for illegal arms dealers who can peddle their deadly wares without ever stepping foot in a physical store. Drug traffickers too have found a home on the dark web, setting up digital storefronts to peddle dangerous substances to anyone with a connection. The danger here extends far beyond the act of buying or selling illegal goods. It's about fueling a global network of crime where the consequences of these transactions spill out into the real world, wreaking havoc and endangering lives. Expert 1. Think about it. The guns sold on the dark web could be used in violent crimes, the drugs leading to overdoses and addiction. By simply accessing these marketplaces, you're not just a passive observer, you're potentially contributing to a system that profits from suffering. Beyond the obvious dangers of illegal goods, the dark web hosts a myriad of other illicit activities. Think about things like human trafficking rings using encrypted messages to communicate and exploit vulnerable individuals. It's a chilling thought, a stark reminder that the digital world can have very real and devastating consequences. So, before you even think about dipping your toes into the murky waters of the dark web, remember this. You're not just browsing a website, you're stepping into a world where the rules don't apply, and the consequences can be dire. These digital predators are after one thing: your personal information. We're talking about your social security number, your bank account details, your login credentials. Everything that makes up your digital identity is fair game. And once they have it, they can wreak havoc on your life. They can drain your bank accounts, steal your identity, and sell your information to the highest bidder on the dark web's black market. You might think you're safe, that you have strong passwords and up-to-date antivirus software. But the truth is, even the most tech-savvy individuals can fall prey to the sophisticated tactics employed by these digital criminals. Victim 1. The dark web is a breeding ground for malware, viruses, and phishing scams designed to trick you into giving up your valuable information. One wrong click, one moment of vulnerability, and your entire digital life could be compromised. So before you click on that suspicious link, before you enter your personal information on an unsecured website, remember this. The dark web is watching, and it's always hungry for its next victim. The dark web is often portrayed as a digital underbelly, a place where the darkest aspects of humanity come to light. And nowhere is this more evident than in the disturbing and illegal content that proliferates within its hidden corners. It's a chilling reminder that the internet, for all its wonders, can also be a breeding ground for the most depraved and disturbing aspects of the human psyche. Law enforcement officer, we're not just talking about violent videos or graphic images, although those certainly exist in abundance. We're talking about content that goes far beyond the pale, content that exploits, abuses, and dehumanizes its victims. Think about child exploitation material, a horrifying reality that finds a home in the darkest corners of the dark web. Imagine a place where the most vulnerable members of society are exploited for the perverse gratification of anonymous predators. It's a thought that sends shivers down the spine, a stark reminder of the evil that can fester in the shadows of the internet. Law enforcement officer. But it's not just child exploitation. The dark web also plays host to other forms of human trafficking where individuals are bought and sold like commodities, their lives and freedoms traded for profit. It's a modern-day slave trade, a horrifying reality that thrives in the anonymity and lawlessness of the dark web. And if that's not disturbing enough, consider the existence of websites dedicated to extreme violence, gore, and torture. These aren't your average horror movies. We're talking about real violence, real suffering, captured on camera and shared for the twisted enjoyment of like-minded individuals. So before you even think about venturing into the depths of the dark web, remember this. You're not just clicking on a link, you're potentially exposing yourself to content that can scar your psyche, content that can haunt your waking hours and fuel a morbid curiosity that is best left undisturbed. The dark web, with its promise of anonymity and hidden treasures, might seem like a digital playground for the adventurous. But beneath the surface of this digital underbelly lurks a viper's nest of scams and frauds, waiting to ensnare the unsuspecting and relieve them of their hard-earned money. It's a digital landscape where trust is a liability, and every transaction is a potential trap. Expert 2. Imagine this. You stumble upon a website offering incredible deals on the latest tech gadgets, designer clothing, or even luxury vacations. The prices seem too good to be true, but the website looks legitimate, and the seller assures you that everything is on the up and up. You take the bait, enticed by the allure of a bargain, only to find out that the website was a fake, the seller a phantom, and your money has vanished into the digital ether. It's a classic tale of bait and switch, a stark reminder that on the dark web, things are rarely what they seem. But it's not just counterfeit goods and phantom deals you need to worry about. The dark web is also rife with phishing scams, designed to trick you into giving up your personal information. They might masquerade as legitimate websites like your bank or email provider, luring you in with official-looking logos and urgent requests for your login credentials. One wrong click, one moment of carelessness, and your entire digital life could be compromised. So, before you even think about entering your credit card information or clicking on a tempting link, remember this: on the dark web, trust is a liability, and every transaction is a gamble. While the dangers of illegal activities, scams, and identity theft on the dark web are very real and tangible, there's another often overlooked aspect to consider: the psychological impact of venturing into this digital abyss. It's a descent into the darkest corners of the human psyche, a journey that can leave you feeling disturbed, shaken, and questioning your own sanity. Victim 2. The human mind is a fragile thing, easily influenced by the things we see and experience. And the dark web, with its constant barrage of disturbing content, can leave an indelible mark on even the most resilient psyche. It's like staring into the abyss, and the abyss stares back, leaving you forever changed by the encounter. Imagine scrolling through endless pages of graphic violence, witnessing acts of cruelty and depravity that would make even the most hardened horror movie buff squirm. Or stumbling upon forums dedicated to hate speech, where prejudice and bigotry run rampant, fueling a toxic echo chamber of negativity. Victim 2. The constant exposure to such negativity can take its toll, chipping away at your empathy, desensitizing you to violence, and distorting your perception of reality. It's a slippery slope, and once you start down that path, it can be difficult to find your way back. The dark web's very nature, its anonymity, its lawlessness, its constant air of suspicion, can create a sense of paranoia and distrust that bleeds into your offline life. You might find yourself questioning the motives of those around you, suspicious of every email, every phone call, every interaction. So, before you even think about clicking on that link, remember this: the dark web is not just a website. It's a state of mind, a descent into the abyss that can leave you feeling disturbed, isolated, and forever changed. The dark web, as we've explored, is a place of shadows and whispers, a digital landscape where danger lurks around every corner. It's a place where the lines between reality and nightmare blur, where the worst aspects of humanity come to light, and the consequences of curiosity can be dire. The best way to avoid becoming a victim of the dark web's many dangers is to simply stay away. Resist the allure of the unknown, the temptation to peek behind the digital curtain. The risks far outweigh any potential rewards. Instead, focus on staying safe online. Be mindful of the websites you visit, the links you click, and the information you share. Use strong passwords, keep your software updated, and be wary of any unsolicited emails or messages. If you found this video informative, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends and family, and subscribe to our channel for more eye-opening content.